sure this thing is recording. Alright.
Good day to you. My name is Robert Lieberens Jr. I'm going to be going a little bit fast because I got a lot to go over and YouTube will only let me upload a 15-minute video. This video exists to bring to light two different instances of the police stealing from me and the police lying in a police report and adding false things and just bringing about accusations that are flat out fabricated. I unfortunately have made some bad decisions in my life involving alcohol and cars. I stand before you today very humbled and deeply apologetic for putting myself and others in jeopardy and in danger. It's a blessing that is twofold that I am here. One, I am blessed and cursed with a high tolerance to alcohol. While it's been a blessing on some occasions, it also makes me more cocky, makes me think I can do a little bit more, makes me drink a little bit more than other people sometimes. It took some serious losses for me to go from drinking to get drunk to drinking like a quote-unquote normal person. And the other part of that is luck. I'm very, very lucky, very fortunate to be here, having never had an accident from alcohol, having never injured anybody, having never caused any damage or anything like that to anybody except for my own finances and those I've borrowed money from that have helped me through these hard times. So I want to apologize to everybody that I've let down, and I am definitely not without my faults. So I don't want this to be sugar-coated or taken lightly, but I am paying for my crimes, and I will pay for my crimes that I have not paid for yet. And I just really need to bring this to light because I'm paying for my crimes, but the police that have stolen from me and have lied in a police report, have fabricated situations and things in the police report, those things need to be brought to light. These people need to be brought to justice, just as I went before a judge and I was judged and ultimately punished for my crimes. Everything that I'm about to tell you is the God's honest truth. So help me God, so help me under penalty of the law. I swear on my life, my dog's life, my mother's life, everybody that I hold dear, this is the God's honest truth. Now, on February 12th, 2011, it was a Saturday, I worked a double at a restaurant called DBA Barbecue. And we were very busy that day. I've actually got sales data from that day, which was ultimately the day before I got arrested. I got arrested around 5:30 in the morning. But I do have my sales data here. My lawyer also has a copy of these documents. And I sold just about $1,500 bucks. I mean, I sold a lot that day, and I left with over $230. I left with about $240 that day. And from the moment that my closing manager got to the restaurant, because there's an opening manager and a closing manager, from the second that she got to the restaurant, and she's already signed a notarized letter that she's willing to testify, was and is willing to testify to everything that I'm about to tell you. I've even told the Assistant Chief of Police this. So do not take what I am saying very, very lightly, because it is the truth, and I am not the only one that is willing to share the truth. And nothing but the truth. There's not going to be any hard opinion in here other than the fact that these officers need to answer for their crimes, and it needs to stop. What they're doing needs to stop. From the moment Larissa got to the restaurant to 7 minutes before I was ultimately stopped and arrested by the police, I was in her company. And we carpooled from the restaurant after it closed back to Kennesaw, and we picked up her significant other and went to a bar called Q's. And the girls sat at the bar, they drank, I played pool, I offered the girls to play, not their thing. If you ever want to shoot pool, look me up, let's shoot a game, because that happens to be my thing. So after we we left Q's around 3:30 in the morning. We went over to Kroger, where we got some food, and we left Kroger and went to Larissa's house, where I stayed for an hour and a half approximately. And right before I got into the car to go home to get some sleep to work my double for Sunday, Larissa and I had a conversation involving how much money that I made that night. And I swear this is the God's honest truth. I counted my money right in front of her, and she's willing to testify to this. And I had $234 after going out to the pool hall and going to Kroger and getting some food. Reason I still had that much money, we're obligated to carry something called a bank, which is a handful of 5s and 1s with us, just in case a customer needs a break, like at 20 or something. So I get in my car after Larissa sees how much money that I made, and we both agree that I had a really good double. Anytime you make over $200, I personally think that's a good day. So 7 minutes later, I get pulled over, and I empty my pockets on the camera, and that was the last time that I had my money. The officer that initiated the stop is a Woodstock Police Officer by the name of W. Franco, and 2 other officers joined, R.L. Seinfeld and J. Steelman. And 1, 2, or 3 of these police officers stole from me. They flat out took my money, and it was not on my person when I went to jail. And I even started the paper trail that night. When I got to the jail, I realized that I only had a crumbled up $5 bill in my right pocket, and that was it. Now, normally my tips are in my left pocket, so this video should show that. This police camera video should show that I have a wad of cash being removed from my pocket that I never saw, nobody saw ever again. Now, while in the back of the squad car, I also was told when I asked the driving police officer, I asked him, will I get an opportunity to take the breathalyzer when I get to the station? And he said, and I quote, and I swear, this is the God's honest truth, we don't do that anymore. Okay, it was a little odd to me because I've been in trouble before, unfortunately, and I've been taken to the station where I've blown into a breathalyzer. This kind of can be pieced together as accurate because I didn't get a ALS hearing, which is a hearing for when you refuse the breathalyzer. You are obligated to actually take that under penalty of losing your driver's license for 1 year. And I refused. I never got my hearing. I requested for one through my lawyer and never got it. So fast forward to January of this year. My video still hasn't surfaced yet. And I typed all this up in a complaint, and I didn't mail it away right away because my lawyer said we might have to play ball with these cops. I don't want to go accusing them of a felony right away until this video surfaces. January rolls around, and I am about to answer for my crimes in the following month. So I fill out this video request form, and I turn it into the Woodstock Police Department Records Division, and it was checked out by the DA, by the solicitor. So I called back 3 days later, and the video wasn't there, and they couldn't find it. The evidence personnel or the records personnel couldn't find it. So then I got off the phone with them, and I called my lawyer's paralegal. It was either Aaron or Caitlin. One of them was actually pregnant around the time that my case was going on. And anyway, one of these 2 paralegals called up there and called me back, and I swear this is what she said. Records personnel said, and I quote, even the chief of police can't find it. So the DA checked it out, evidence personnel couldn't find my video, chief of police allegedly couldn't find it. I had to answer for my crimes, I had to plead guilty for these crimes because of my history, and I couldn't prove anything without this video. My lawyer flat out said, it's hearsay. So I did a week in jail, and when I got out, I submitted my complaint to the chief of police. They were kind of reluctant to deal with it because it was a year old, and That is because my video never surfaced. I waited 11 months and I could not get my video. So now when I had a sit-down session with the assistant chief of police, it was handed over to him. He recorded me, and everything that I'm telling you is pretty much verbatim to what I told him. And he said that these officers would undergo a GBI investigation and polygraph testing. I don't think that's happened, because I'm going to tell you in like just a brief moment why I don't think that's happened. I know for a fact that one of the officers, Franco, is still on the police force. So the assistant chief of police, he agreed that, I committed a crime, I pled guilty to it, I got punished, I am still serving that punishment, my fines are out the wazoo, it is what it is. But he said that these officers, should there have been misconduct, they will pay for it. Well, I got into trouble again this year, just a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago to the day actually. On May 24th, I was stopped by another Woodstock police officer by the name of Spann, S-P-A-N-N. Well, Spann, while being a military veteran, who I respect military vets more than anybody will ever know. My best friend is a military vet, and when he came back after his 4 years, I was considered very, very blessed, because not everybody came home from the wars in the past. So I want to thank everybody that has served our country either in wartime or in peacetime or in any time. Thank you. But my respect for Officer Spann has to end there, because I got my police report and it's littered with lies. It literally has fabricated elements in the story. And I can't go into too much detail because that case is in fact pending, and I am doing my best to get security footage from local retail outlets where I was pulled over. I've already gone into these places to try to get security camera footage disproving some of the interaction that happened in the police report. Also, at the end of the police report, I can share this part. I had a workout supplement in there that tasted like fruit punch. It was fruit punch flavored. In the police report, it said suspected crushed up pills, narcotics. Now, anybody could have tasted that and tasted fruit punch, and I don't know of any narcotics that taste like fruit punch. Then again, I'm not really part of the underground drug world, but I don't know of any narcotics that taste like a fruit punch workout supplement. So that part was completely fabricated. It was unnecessarily thrown in there. He could have easily tasted it and seen that. But there was other things in the police report that I can't go into too much detail with until hopefully I get some video evidence. I'm not very optimistic, because we were at the far end of the Target parking lot on Highway 92 in Woodstock. So in short, in 2 different instances, I have been wronged by the police that originally were just doing their job. And I'm not questioning the stops. I'm not questioning their judgment until they committed thievery and until they lied. The city of Woodstock really needs to be investigated. Both of these instances really need a little bit of light shine on them. More so the one where they stole from me, but the one that's got lying, hopefully that'll work out to my favor now. But I need to make it very clear that I do respect law enforcement. It often is a thankless job, but they are out there to save lives. They are out there to uphold the law. But those that are rogue, that are doing their own thing, because I've heard of things like that happening. So please question those that break the law. Please bring it to light. Do not just roll over and play dead, and genuinely look into these police officers, because I am telling the God's honest truth. So help me God, so help me under the penalty of the law. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this. And once again, I'm sorry for anyone that I've let down and by putting myself in those situations. But the police thievery, the lying, it needs to stop. It needs to. These guys need to answer for their crimes sooner than later. Thank you.